All right, we're going to work through the first series, music booklet, starting with week 1 and probably do 5 pages. When I give these out, or used to give these out years ago, we would do basically 1 page of this a day, sometimes 2. I had planned at the end of this year, after our programs, to do probably 4 a day. But you know, while you're working at home, now that you have this to help you, you can go however you want. I understand some of you finished, and that's great. And if not, that's okay too. But even 1 a day at home is fine. Okay. So, one thing to know then is that when you do eventually turn this in, even if we're working on it in class, you would need to put your name on it so I'd know who did the work and who to give credit to. So I just modeled that for you. Okay. At the top it says writing the musical alphabet. And of course this is an old style thing here. That's a chalkboard. We used to call them blackboards. They have an eraser to erase the dust from the chalk that would leave the mark. And these are little pieces of chalk there. Okay. And it says write the music alphabet 3 times in the boxes. So, you know, by this point, we're assuming that we know our alphabet. We know how to draw them. And, of course, if not, we've got some reminders here. Okay? And we're hopefully seeing that there are only 7 letters in the musical alphabet. And what are they? They're A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay? So, there are words in music, of course, that use all the letters. But when we're talking about where the notes are sitting, they're going to be one of these 7. And then maybe another symbol that says higher than that or lower than that, okay? So, if we're writing the musical alphabet 3 times in the boxes, I think the best way so that we remember the order is that we go across like this. I don't know if you can hear him, but my dog Brutus is on the other side of the wall. He's wishing he could be in here too. I don't know, he's been kind of jumpy today, so I'm going to have him to give a break. All right. I know I'm going fast. But when I was your age, I wasn't probably going that fast, and my handwriting has never been all that great. But if we were in the classroom, I'd have the document camera on, and I'd have this on the big screen behind me. Okay? And of course, if I go too fast, you can pause me, or if I'm going too slow, you can speed me up. Okay? And if you miss something, you can go back and hear it again. So, I have now written the musical alphabet 3 times. Okay? And that's always just A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And when you get past a G, if there's more notes, you know, that you can go higher, those notes start over again with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And likewise, if you're going down, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, the next note down is going to be another G. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, nice simple start for us. So we're going to turn to this first page after that on the back. And we see whole note. Okay, we've seen whole notes. We've seen things added to this with stem, with sticks going up on one side or down on the other. We've seen this colored in. Wherever that sits on the 5-line and 4-space staff tells us how high or how low the whole note's going to be. The whole note by itself, most of the time, most commonly, is 4 beats. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and have you do this extra step. Now, if you've already turned in or done the booklet and you've not, you know, and you haven't done that step, that's okay. But when I do this live in class, or when I used to years in a row, up until a few years ago, I would have all the students write that equals 4. And we remember that it's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it starts, but it lasts for the 4 beats. La, right? Okay. So we got a little reading here. This is a whole note. That's referring to that. Next sentence. It is white. I wonder why they say that. Well, because it's outlined on the edge, not necessarily white, but you got to see it, right? You got to outline it. What they're saying is that the middle of it's not colored in. Okay, we'll see that with quarter notes and eighth notes, 16th notes later on, right? But it's not colored in. Okay, and that's how we tell it's a whole note. And also, next sentence says, it has no stem. I talked a minute ago about, sticks pointing up or down on the different things. Well, there's no stick over there, and there's no stick over here. Okay, whole note has none of that. It's just white, and it has no stem. It looks, it's just that, and nothing else. Okay, kind of like an egg. Okay, it's not a perfect circle, although if you end up, accidentally drawing perfect circles, that's okay. All right, I'm not going to be too fussy. All right, as long as it doesn't look like an O. It can look like an O on its side, capital O. Okay, so here it says make 6 whole notes. Give you a chance to trace the first one, like that. And then after that, you're just pretending you have one to trace, and you draw another one right there on the line. Oh, it says make 6. That's 2. We're not going to count this one. And by the way, if you didn't draw that, that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I'll say in class, go ahead and do that. But since we're not all together, it's all right. If you do the extra, though, that's wonderful, too. All right. So during that rattling and babbling I was doing, we got the 6 whole notes drawn. Okay. So now we can go to the next page. Turn that over. Now on the front of this, I wrote my name, and hopefully you did too. It's stapled, so unless we're not sure that things will come apart, we don't have to write our name again. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I used to do that in 1st grade, and it actually bugged my teachers that I would do that on every page of my notebook, but I don't know, I just felt better about doing that. Anyway, so you can do that or you can leave that blank. That's all right. All right, now we skipped to page 3. That's okay, don't worry about that. Just follow along with where I'm at with you, okay? All right, so it says, sometimes notes are on lines. Sometimes notes are on spaces. Make 6 whole notes on the lines. Well, didn't we do that over here, Mr. Klassy? No, these are sitting on lines. But we're talking about lines on the musical staff. And when they sit on lines in the musical staff, the line goes right through the middle of the whole note head. That's actually what that part of the note is called, the note head. I know, it sounds like maybe a not nice name to call somebody, so don't be calling anybody that. Okay. So that's what a whole note on a line looks like. It has the line going through it. All right. And with that, it is sitting on the line. And that's going to be important as we learn how to read these, and if we're writing the music, how to place them on the line. Okay. Down here, make 6 whole notes on the spaces. Okay. I like to think that more like in the spaces, because we're filling this space between 2 lines. A staff has 5 lines. We're only dealing with 2 right now. And the notes can fit in spaces. Okay. In fact, you might remember the song Face, F-A-C-E, Face. Those are the spaces, the notes for the spaces of the treble clef. You might remember the song E, G, B, D, F, every good boy does fine. Those are the notes on the lines in treble clef, which is high notes, which is all we have to worry about for now. Later on, we'll learn about another one. Okay? Well, look at that. That's 3 pages down. Go on to this next page here. This is taken from another book that I have that I ran these off from. And it says up here, first notes. Now we just went from whole notes, 4 beats long, and when we have a half note, let's talk about that first. We're cutting a whole note in half. And so instead of 4 beats long, a half note's 2 beats long. And if we cut a half note in half again, or a whole note into 4 equal parts, we get a quarter note, which is only worth 1 beat. Okay? So right here it says trace and fill in each quarter note. So look at this. We have really skipped ahead here. The quarter notes have the note head colored in and have a stem going up. Notice the stem goes up on the right side. Left side, right side. It goes up on the right side. If you think of it, it's like a lowercase letter. The same lowercase letter that my first name starts with. I'll even draw it up here. It's almost like a D, lowercase d, except it doesn't have the little yeah, supporting part right there, okay? It just has that. And then, of course, it's colored in. Okay? So, instead of a lowercase d, it looks more like that. Okay? Now, if you've got your letters and numbers correctly, you'll notice that it should not look like a number 6. Okay? If it looks like a number 6 with a stem up, then it's not right. It's drawn backwards. I see a lot of that, and it doesn't really upset me, but, you know, as you get older, of course, you'll probably use some computer programs to write these in. That's not so bad. Right? Number 15 thing here says trace each half note. Now this is going to be easier because we're not coloring in the note head on a half note. Okay? Just going like that. Alright? Half note's worth 2 beats. I think we ought to do a little extra help with that as soon as we trace this. So we have quarter notes are worth 1, by the way. So I think I'll go back to the top here. Okay, quarter note, it shows you the stem. I'm going to put an equal sign and the number 1. It's worth 1 beat. Not always, but for most of what we're going to do for a while, it's worth 1. Okay, in an older grade, maybe it'll be something else. Okay, half note, I wrote up there equals 2. All right, and you know what, just to remember, whole note, let's draw another one, and let's put that, it's worth 4. Down here at the bottom, clap and count these notes, okay? And what they're saying is when you see them, you can think of them as quarter, quarter, half note. There's only one sound, though, for each quarter note and one sound for a half note. So if I were to clap that, let me put something here so my paper doesn't move. There we go. I could go quarter, quarter, half note. Okay. When you get to, when we do table percussion, you'll see that sometimes I'll write in the music 1, 2, because that's beat 1, whole beat. That's the second whole beat. Half note's worth 2 beats. We would start it on 3 and hold it through 4, like I did with my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't hit it again on 4, I just carry it through by shaking it, okay? Last page we're going to do for this tutorial is stems on notes, and I already kind of talked about this just a little bit a second ago. I talked about the stems up over here and how they don't look like a number. If it looks like a number, it's not right. If it looks like lowercase d, that's okay. And you don't have to draw those extra ones unless you just want to. Now, we hadn't had any down stems. Some people say, well, that's upside down. It's the same note. It's just we change the stem direction if a note's high in the staff, or if in this case it'd be a lower part and another note could be there as a higher part. Okay, but they still mean the same thing. Quarter note is still worth 1. Half note is still worth 2. Whole notes, we don't have to worry about stems. They don't have a stem. Okay. So here it says draw up stems on these notes. And all we want to do is make sure that you know that they go up on the right to look like lowercase d and not like a 6. Or maybe you're good enough that you can go that way. I'm not always. Okay. Now, let's talk about the stem down up here. Now, this, hopefully you see that's a lowercase p. So if it looks like lowercase p and not q, whereas this one might look like if it was a B, I think it's better to look at it. If that looks like a 9 to you, it shouldn't, but because a 9 should look like that, right? And that's backwards. So it should not look like a number, right? It should look like that. All right. So we go down on the left. Another good way to help us remember our left from our right.